Hey everyone, my name is Rabia Williams and I'm a cloud developer advocate. And today I'm going to show you how you can build plugins for Microsoft Copilot. So like Rob mentioned, plugins allow you to expand skills for Copilot. And there are several ways you can create plugins for our platform. As a developer, you could use Teams message extension, Power Platform connectors, or OpenAI plugins to build on your existing technical investments in Microsoft 365 platform integrations. Or you could create new ones that align with emerging industry standards. But today, our focus in our pro developer story starts with Teams message extensions. Now, for those of you who don't know about message extension, which I highly doubt, I'm just going to keep it in simple terms. A message extension is a capability in Teams that allows you to enhance how you send a message. Now, we have lots of them already in our store, and for sure, I'm pretty sure many of you have already built one. But let's see an example. All right, so we created this message extension, Northwind Inventory, to help with the inventory management of this fictitious company called Northwind Traders. I'm in chat with Aicha and Bob, my colleagues at Northwind, and I'm searching for chai. And this is how the message extension looks like. I have this adaptive card now I've shared with my colleagues. I can go ahead and ask them to restock products, etc. So this is what it does. You don't have to open up an app. You can directly, in a conversation, bring business data, and then you could make updates to that data. What makes up a plugin for Copilot? Now, there are these three building blocks, as you can see here. First one is the app backend, which is your logic, basically. So it could be a Teams bot-based message extension, or it could be an API-based message extension, which we will cover later on in the session. And the second one is the manifest file, which, in my opinion, is probably the most important file for Copilot, because this file tells Copilot what your app is capable of doing. And the third one is adaptive card, which basically forms the response from Copilot, which has all your business data dynamically populated, and you can take action in them. Right. Now, this demo that you saw earlier, the Northwind Inventory, it works with a single query parameter, meaning that it can only do one query, like search based on a product name, because you saw that I was searching for chai. That's the product name, and then with that, I can get the results back from my API. So if you have that as a plugin, which this message extension, I forgot to tell you that this is already a plugin that you can use in Copilot. But now, if you're going to use that, you could start off with prompts like find chai in Northwind or send me details of tofu. Again, you're just emphasizing on the product name. But this is a developer show, so we want to show you something more exciting where you can take this message extension and make it next level plugin. So let me just show you that. So this is my message extension app. As you can see here, I'm in the manifest file, the second building block. The manifest version is 1.12, which needs to be upgraded to 1.13 and above for it to work as a plugin. So we're looking at the old message extension still. When you come down below, you can see that there is a section called Compose Extension. Now, this is the message extension definition in manifest file. So you've got this bot command, you've got bot ID, and then you've got the command called product search. So you basically go ahead and do a search on product based on parameter product name. So that's what happened before. So the chai is the product name, and with that, it invokes this bot command and brings all the list of products. So this is now how it works. So you also have a backend bot code, which will take this and process, like I mentioned. Now, let me show you the enhanced version of the plugin. So I'm in manifest version 1.16, and scrolling down to the manifest definition. Oh, I'll just stop by and say that all the descriptions will be pretty elaborate, because this is where Copilot gets all the information from manifest file saying, okay, this app is supposed to do this. So whenever the user types in a prompt, it knows, okay, that is the intent. So this has to be elaborate. Like most of us developers, we just write, if it's Northwind Inventory, we just say Northwind Inventory app description. And this is what we do most of the time. But you can't get away with that now, because you need to put a description for Copilot to know what your app is supposed to do. And then we come down to the message extension section. You've got now inventory search instead of product search because, hey, Copilot is able to process more than one parameter. So in Teams and Outlook, your message extension can process only one query parameter, but Copilot can process multiple. So now we have product name, category name, status, supply city, stock query. And you'll see that we're even giving hints to Copilot as to what possible values we would get. So if your prompt has something like, get me stock for chai if it's above 50K units or something, it would know how to process that information. So you can give all that in the description. So this is how it works now. And then in your bot code, obviously, you have to go ahead and make sure that you're passing all these parameters into your API calls. So this is what we've done with the enhancement of this whole app. Now, enough with the talk. Let me go ahead and show you some code. Sorry, my demo. So I'm using Copilot to perform 2 tasks in one go. First, I want to generate a list of all the beverages that are currently low in stock. Second, I want to know whether these products meet Northwind's minimum order quantity policy. To accomplish this, Copilot analyzes the policy to determine what it means to be compliant. I've not told Copilot what it means. So it finds that a product is compliant if its reorder level is greater than 25 units. Copilot then retrieves the low stock beverages and checks whether they meet this rule. It generates a report for me, and I really love how it puts all these emojis. And then it's actually going ahead and showing which is compliant and which products are not compliant. It also gives me a summary of the policy and a link to the document, the policy document, so that I can go ahead and verify it myself. Now, I was a bit fast there because I wanted to take a closer look at this prompt. So the first line, Copilot is able to understand that this is calling a plugin. So it's able to do that. And then it would translate that natural language into query parameters and then invoke the bot of that plugin. Now, let me show you how that is in my app that is running locally. I'm now opening up Visual Studio Code, which is where the Teams toolkit is currently running my application. Here we can see that I've actually logged this query parameter object so that you can actually take a look at what happens when it's translating. And you can see here that the category name is mapped to beverages and inventory status is low stock based on that one prompt. And then it will go ahead and call my bot for it. Now, let's revisit the second part of the prompt, which involves compliance. So Copilot has successfully located the relevant document, summarized the document for me, and you can see here it added the reference to the document, and you can go ahead and click that and verify, and it's even got a little blurb for me to read through the document. So in a way, what it does is it takes your business data from the plugin, and then it searches files, emails, et cetera, and then it all comes together and gives you the right information so that you could make better business decisions and get work done faster. Right, let's move on to another one because this is fun. So I have another work to do. I have to find all the low stock products coming from Sydney. And right now, Copilot is trying to interpret this prompt, doing its translations, converting it into query parameters, calling the bot and everything happening. At the same time, it will find out, OK, this is that one product that matches the criteria. It will give me the adaptive card right here in the conversation. And I'm about to take an action to restock, but then I had this thought, OK, what is the payment term with this supplier? Obviously, I have Copilot, I have powers. So I go ahead and ask, what is the payment terms for this supplier? Good day, mate. And it goes ahead and searches all my files and my emails and everything, and it finds that there is something there. There's an agreement with this particular supplier. So it goes ahead and brings all that information, and it even highlights the part that I should be interested in, that is the payment term. And as you can see, it also gives me a little blurb of what it is, and then the link to the PDF file. Let's go ahead and click on that link and open up the PDF file. This person who's doing all this job is really busy, so they can't really read a document, but hey, here we are. And right now, you can see the payment terms over there, and it's all good. And then let's go ahead and restock this product. So I can go back to the adaptive cart here, take an action, put the quantity in, and then click on restock. And as you can see here, the adaptive cart will refresh and on the spot, and it will update the status from low stock to on order. So everything is done in the same conversation. You don't have to open different apps, different documents. Everything is done. Now, thank you. By the way, this Northwind Inventory app or plugin is available open source for you to go ahead and try out if there are developers here. Now, to wrap it up, let's think about what value plugins bring. You can connect Copilot to your third-party application. You can retrieve real-time data, like the product information, stock information, something you need up-to-date information about. And then you could also help your users take action then and there in the conversation with Copilot. And obviously, probably the most important is if you already have a message extension, you could reuse those technical investments and create a plugin without doing anything from scratch. Of course, you can do it from scratch too.